Welcome back. In this video, I want to talk to you about the Meet, Calendar, and Drive links at the top of the screen here. And I'll probably focus just on the Google Calendar link for this video, and then make a separate video to talk to you about the Drive folder, etc. If you remember, in the last few videos, we created two assignments, Test Assignment and Test Assignment 2. And the original test assignment, we did not assign a due date to. In Test Assignment 2, we did give a due date to, which at the moment is tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. So if I go up here and I access my Google Calendar, this is my regular old Google Calendar, the same one I would access if I clicked on calendar.google.com. And over here on the left, you see lots and lots of calendars, because I have a lot of calendars, but one of them is that AP Statistics Calendar 2021. This is the calendar for the classroom that we were just viewing. Right now my calendar is displaying today, but if I go to tomorrow and I scroll down to 11:59 p.m., there's Test Assignment 2. It's going to show up on my calendar. It's just there. If I go back to my classroom and I use the hamburger menu and go to calendar, it takes me to kind of a separate version of my calendar that's embedded in Classroom that just looks at a week at a time, and it's going to display all my assignments across all my classes. And you can see there's Assignment 2 tomorrow again. Notice that Assignment 1 isn't showing up on here. Assignment 1 isn't showing up because I didn't give it a due date. It's going to show up on the calendar at whatever you set the due date to. So if you don't give it a due date, it's not going to be on there. It's really important to always give assignments a due date so they can show up on the Google Calendar. I have assignments that I give students they work on all year long, but I still give them a due date of like whatever the last day of class is that year. Somewhere that the original assignment will show up is under my to-do list. If I click on that, because I'm a teacher, this is going to show me everything I've assigned across all my classes, whether I've reviewed it or not. You can see here's Test Assignment. It's in its own category with no due date. And here's Test Assignment 2. From this screen, I can mark it as reviewed, which is not the same as returning it. That does not necessarily return the work, but it will take it off my to-do list and it will take it off the students' to-do list. If I switch over to my Cowboy tab, you can see that Cowboy's calendar shows Assignment 2 on it, but it does not show Assignment 1. And if I look at Cowboy's to-do list, Cowboy has a lot of missing work because he was involved in a lot of Google Classrooms during remote learning. Try not to judge him. It's not his fault. But I will see eventually on here my test assignment for the AP Statistics classroom under the no due date file. And then somewhere on here would be his assignment for, and let me switch actually so we're only seeing AP Statistics. So Cowboy already turned Test Assignment 2 in, if you remember, in the previous video. So his Test Assignment 2 isn't showing up on here anymore because it's no longer on his to-do list. It's on his done list. He can see that he already completed that work and he can see the grade. And I think if I click on this, it will take him to where he can access any comments and resubmit the document if he needs to. Right now, if Cowboy goes to his Google Calendar, you will see a lot of calendars on here, but you will not see, this is good. Actually, you do see the AP Statistics calendar. It used to be that the students' classroom calendars were not automatically copied into their Google Calendar, but I can see that they've updated that, which is awesome. But I can see that Assignment 2 is on here. Even though he already turned it in, it still shows up on his calendar. Folks often ask me, they say that I would love to be able to add things to my class Google Calendar without having to make an assignment for them. And of course you can do that. That's no big deal. Let me turn off some of my extra stuff. If I go on my class calendar, I can add an event to this just like I would any other calendar event. So I clicked, here's a calendar event. I'm going to give it a title and stuff. Notice that because this is the only calendar I have turned on, it's defaulting to my AP Statistics calendar, but I could make it whatever calendar. And I could say we're going to take a Chapter 2 test on Thursday, July 9th at 11 a.m. And I'm going to hit Save. And now if I switch back to Cowboys tab, I see he has that event showing up in his calendar. So it's a really nice way to communicate with your students the same way you would write dates on the board. You can add them to your class calendar and they'll all be able to access them. You can also share this Google Calendar. If you look over here, I was at this calendar. I used the Skinny Snowman menu, and I'm going to go to Settings and Sharing. And you can change all kinds of settings, and you can either get a shareable link or you can add people directly. And this is handy because sometimes you might want to share your Google Calendar with parents. Like one of our goals for our new remote instruction plan is to give parents access to a list of assignments that students have due each week, separate from the Guardian summary. And one way to do that is just as simple as sharing your class Google Calendar with them, assuming that you've been giving everything due dates and posting things on it correctly. So that is the classroom calendar and a little bit of bonus info on the to-do list, which is really helpful. I will be back in another video and talk to you about your class Google Drive and then your class Google Meet. Thanks a lot.